rulers of Africa. Yes, I said rulers of Africa because I choose to call you rulers for a reason. I am supposed to come to you and call you leaders, but surprisingly, the things I see make me think that you are rulers instead of leaders. Rulers are people who run errands and do things on behalf of other authority. That's what rulers are. They are told what to do, and they do it. They don't think for the people, they think about themselves and just do what they're told to do. And so rulers are like messengers, puppets, minions, and stooges, and they just listen to some voices that their citizens don't hear. So, 54 countries in Africa, how many of you, rulers of these 54 countries, how many of you care about your people? How many of you do things with the well-being and interest of your people at heart? How many? 54 countries. All right, so what you see is where leaders are rulers instead of leaders. People still call them leaders, and they still call themselves leaders. But I know that they are rulers. So I come to you directly. I'm not even talking about you in the third person. I am talking to you, rulers of Africa. You swallow bait of all kinds. You are given earthworm, in hooks and lines and sinkers, and you swallow everything. And so, your country cannot be developed. So you stay there, and on your watch, stealing and looting is going on. Did I say is? Yes. Stealing, because of the same thing. Stealing is looting. Stealing is going on. Looting is going on under your watch. And maybe you, as the ruler, might still be looting also, stealing monies that belong to your citizens. And you know what that does? It means that your countries may never be able to develop. Yeah, you cannot develop your country. No good hospitals. When you are sick, you go to foreign countries to receive medical treatment. When you want to build infrastructure, you go look for foreigners to come build our infrastructure. But meanwhile, you have universities, you budget money in your annual revenues and everything to education. But at the end of the day, your engineers graduate from your universities, and they cannot build a bridge. They cannot even build a solid house. And skyscrapers, for instance, are just a far cry. Nobody can even talk about skyscrapers. So, you have universities where they train doctors and people in medicine. They graduate, but when you are sick, you go to foreign countries for treatment. And then what has that done? What it has done is that your children are in so many different foreign countries and doing marvelous things. They can't come home because you don't have something for them at home. So your country cannot develop. But you call yourself leaders. But you are only rulers. But you go from conference to conference, you wear your big suit, you go to your, those of them in the parliaments, they go there, sit down there and sleep, and maybe go home and receive sitting allowance or sleeping allowance. How can you develop a country like that? And then you go there, you see that the young people who are professionals with the necessary knowledge and learning and education, you don't even want them to come close to government. You don't want them. And so you have a class of unemployed or, partially employed or really, really unemployed people milling around looking for peanuts from you while you load up your pockets and line up your pockets and move funds to foreign countries where you may even never get them again, because if you die, those monies get lost in those foreign countries. What are you doing? You are building the economies of foreign countries. Meanwhile, your country is struggling. Your citizens are struggling. They can't even make it. The economy is not even able to sustain them. Even those of them who are supposed to be small and medium scale, business entrepreneurs cannot operate. And so your country cannot benefit from the brains of such people. And at the end of the day, you sell your country as a stooge, as a minion, as a puppet. You wind up selling your country because the people that you are sucking up to, they will keep making demands. They will never stop making demands. And you will keep satisfying them because you have nothing to offer. And they hold you to ransom because they know that you have nothing to offer until you lose your country completely to them. Is that what you want to do? At the risk of your people? Now look at what China is doing in Africa. I don't hate China, but you are supposed to read your agreements with China and sign agreements that you can honor. Not to go and take up loans and everything and you cannot even honor them, and the next thing, all right, now, how many countries in Africa have lost their airports? How many countries have lost their seaports? How many countries have lost their national broadcasting corporation? I mean their radio station. How many? What else are you going to lose? You keep on losing and losing and losing until your citizens become slaves in their own homeland. And you know what that does also? It means that your children who are in different countries of the world may never be able to come home because there'll be nothing for them to come back to. But while you are still there, you are a son or daughter of the soil. You are the ruler. I'm not going to call you leader because you have to demonstrate the skills and the styles and the behaviors of leaders before I call you leaders. You are rulers. But at least while you are the ruler, do something in the interest of your people so that at least they can come back to something. Not for them to remember home and they don't want to come, because there's nothing there for them to do. There's nothing there for them to get. There's nothing for them to contribute because their contributions will not even do anything. And I'll give you an example. Your children will come, set up shop to help you develop your economy. When it is time for you to need the services that they render, you will bypass them and go overseas and look for foreigners you will bring in to come and do deals with you. You will pay them, they give you kickback, and then your own children are unable to render services. Is that what you want to do? And that's exactly why a man called Jeffrey Sachs came out very boldly. I want you to listen to that. Go and find anything by Jeffrey Sachs. He tells you, they will come to you and say, why can't you govern well? Why can't you govern well? Why can't you rule your country well? But you know you cannot rule it well because you are under the spell of colonial masters, even in the 21st century. Because this thing happened in 1884. They sat around the table in Berlin, Germany, and they split Africa into pieces. Dishonoring boundaries, ancient boundaries. You can see a country, neighboring that country, and you see the people in these two countries sharing cultures, but they are not one country. They are different countries. Why? Because the effect of 1884 Berlin Conference, the balkanization of Africa, the scramble for Africa, it's still telling on them, taking its toll on them. So the people of Africa, you have rulers, and I'm talking to you, the ruler. Ruler, thou ruler, oh ruler, rule your country well. Think about the well-being of your country. Think about your citizens. Harness their skills and their talents. Give them places to play roles in your government so that you can get the benefit of grassroots, the benefits of skills and talents of your people. Somebody gave us the map of Africa. and actually map of the world, and showed us how the world map was redrawn, making Africa very little, while Africa actually is much larger than what we have seen in the maps. So now let me ask you, African rulers, how long will it take you before you begin to draw the map of your Africa by yourself? You are still using the map drawn for you by your colonial masters. Until now, you are still under colonial masters, colonial influence. You cannot do things for yourself. You fall sick, you run to the foreign countries for medical attention. You cannot even build a hospital in your country. You cannot build a hospital. The government cannot offer the citizens hospitals. Okay, now what does that happen? What does that do? What happens is that the doctors you have in the national hospitals don't even have the resources that they need from the government. Then they begin their private practice. So, are you one of those doctors? I don't blame you, because the national hospital where you work does not have the tools. Then you will go and set up shop, get tools, and set up your private practice. And when people come to the national hospital, they cannot get everything. You refer them to specialists. And when they go to see the specialist, it is you they will see. They will pay an arm and a leg, but they will get the service there. Why? Because the ruler, who's supposed to be a leader, has not done anything to beef up the healthcare system of the country. Is that what you want to do? So rulers, stop swallowing debate. Stop falling into the traps of your colonial masters. Think for yourself. Be independent. That's what independence means. Be independent. And if you do not know, look at the few countries in Africa that have started to be independent. Look at them. Emulate them. Copy them. Follow their styles. And let this thing, mushroom across Africa so that Africa can be better. That's what makes you a leader. Then you begin to be a leader and stop being a ruler. You cannot give out their diamonds and your golds and your oil and give up all those things and receive guns. You receive guns. What are you going to do with guns? You are giving out your gold, your platinum, your uranium. You got all those things. Africa, you got them. You will give them out. You allow foreigners to come and harvest those things and give you guns in return. What are you going to do with guns? Kill each other. That's all. You cannot even fight wars. You just fight with each other, kill your people, have wars, fight wars within your country and kill one another while your colonial masters are busy taking what belongs to you. That's what they're doing. They give you guns, you fight each other, shoot each other, be unstable. Of course, I'm not telling you what you haven't heard before. It's all over the internet. Go on YouTube, you see it. Go on YouTube, you see where they are telling you point by point that they will move in, they will cause the chaos. When they cause chaos, and then when the chaos, begins to gain ground, they move in and swoop on you and take your belongings. They are bold about it. So what else do you need to become a ruler? Think about your citizens. Think about your citizens. I'll give you an example. Other than those things that are under the soil, you have other resources. Music. If ABBA used their music to provide foreign exchange for their country, and Sweden had so much money coming from 4 people, 2 men and 2 women called ABBA, they sang good songs. You know their songs. Foreign exchange was flowing into Sweden. That country is still rich till today. You know what? Because of their stability, when you loot your country dry, you move your money to Sweden. Move your money to Switzerland. Move your money to United States. Move your money to England. Move not even your money. Stolen money. Move it to foreign countries. And your people will be hungry. Is that what you want to do? Look at Congo. Congo has good music that can feed Africa. Ghana has good music that can feed Africa. Look at South Africa. Look at South Africa, for goodness sake. Their music can feed Africa. Look at Nigeria. Nigerian music can feed Africa. Why don't you just think about your resources and be independent? Go and look for your people who have the skills. Look at your graduates who studied engineering, studied medicine, and help them to set up so that your country can provide the services for yourself. Use your gifts. Africa, use your gifts. Use your resources. Stop stealing. Stop looting. Develop your country. Don't sell your country. Stop. Africa, stop and develop your country. Thank you.